What's going on, everybody? We're out here today at Barboursville Park, and we're gonna try and see if I can shoot better than what my best round here is. Now, this is not necessarily a challenging course, but I'm not necessarily the best either. So, my best here is even par, and I know I can shoot better than that. I know I have some goof ups. I think I can easily shoot 3 or 4 down. So that's what we're gonna shoot for today, is at least 3 or 4 down. I'm gonna be doing my. I'm gonna be keeping track on UDisc while we're filming this, and keep in mind, I'm not the best. I'm just trying to out here improve and everything like that. Get you guys to look at this beautiful course that we got here, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so like I said, we're out here at Barboursville Park. I'm gonna be playing the long tee pads today, and the first hole at Barboursville Disc Golf Course is 308 feet from the long tee box. Straight down there, just over the hillside right there. A little bit uphill. It's basically flat, but it's a little bit uphill. It looks more uphill once you get down the fairway a little bit more. So what we can do here, I'm gonna throw my Tournament Orbit Sword by Westside Disc here on a backhand. That's wide. Yeah, we'll be about pin high there. All right, so like I said, I gripped it a little bit, pulled it over to the right, about 60, 70 feet here. See if we can't jump putt this in, or at least get it up close. Well, we're up close. All right, so after a par on hole 1, we're here at hole 2. Our sign here reads 338 feet. UDisc has it at 345 feet. It's probably somewhere right in between there. I'm going to try and rip a backhand that just carries over and kind of flexes out for me. Nice little easy going flex with my streamline lift. Well, threw that into the ground, but we're out there. All right, so after that grounded shot, got about 150, 160 to the pin, maybe a little bit more. My distance judging is really bad right now. We're gonna go Galactic Pig. Oh, it rolled a little bit. Should be parked pretty close to park though. As you can see, the basket top right down there on the left, just to the right of the Mando sign. You can see just the band up over the top. 298 feet, par 3. Mando, as I said, to the right of that tree on the left. Pretty straightforward flat shot. You can throw a nice little flat hyzer out there, have it come back. It's on a hillside. It's not too steep of a hillside. It's a relatively flat or easy slope, not an aggressive slope. We're gonna go streamline lift. Woo. Well, what started out a scary shot turned into a really good one. All right, so after a much needed birdie to kick things off here, we're sitting at one down. We are at hole 4, which on UDisc it says 326. On the sign it says 308. So it probably measures at 326, but it is a little bit downhill. So it probably plays about 308. I don't know. We'll see. I just always have this feeling I can get a mid-range there, so that's what I'm trying to get a mid-range there. Go with the Streamline Echo. Got a kind of left or right to left crossing tailwind, so we'll see how this goes. Well, we didn't want that. Alright, so I yanked it off into the woods. We're going to see if I can't get this jump putt to go. There's not much of a jump putt happening, but we're going to see if we can't run this basket here. Alright, so after that unfortunate drive, but nice easy tap in par, we still are at one down. We're here at hole 5. Double Mando through the trees, dead straight past that little green branch you see out there. Past that in that cluster of trees down at the end. I actually am going to go forehand roller here because I came out here and played a disc dice round before and got roller here, and it worked out pretty good, so I'm going to actually go with that. Halo Destroyer. Didn't have luck today. I hit a dead tree. All right, so we did not make it far off the tee, and we are not in a good spot. So we're just going to try and get up and down for our par here. Not the kick I wanted. Not the kick I wanted. About 20 feet away. Still should be an easy up and down. Get in there for par, but here we go. There we go. All day. Here we go. Basket is up there. Alright, so we got the par on that last hole, and here we are at hole 6. We are at 1 under par. Par 3, 158 feet. Straight up that hill right there. Well, something nice and straight at it. You can always forehand and bail out to the right hand side if you wanted to. We're just going to go kind of nice and straight at it. Try and flex something over a little bit. Go electron stabilizer. A little bit too flipped over, but we stuck right into the hillside. We got about a 30-footer uphill. Let's see how it goes. All right, so after that extremely unfortunate double bogey, we're sitting at +1 now. Sitting at hole 7, 348 feet. Around the corner to the right. Pin is tucked way back in there. Gonna go with a forehand hyzer around the corner, get some placement. Halo Destroyer. Oh no, we put it. Should be okay. We should hit short. Yep, we're okay. Out in the middle. So we find ourselves about 80-90 feet away here. We got plenty of room, so we're gonna run a jump putt. Get there. Oh, that was so close. All right, so nice little par there on hole 7. Almost had that jump putt. We were close. We are still at 1 over here at hole 8, 258 feet, I believe is what UDisc calls it at. There's no tee sign here. This tee box I don't think is used very often, but bends around the corner to the right out there. We're gonna try and put a forehand out there with our Halo Destroyer. See what we can do. As you can see, it's a pretty pinch gap off the tee box. It's kind of tricky to put something out there and get the distance. So we'll see what we can do here. That's doing good. Just short. Tee box, we're about 40 feet or so, 45 feet. Give it a decent run though, we'll see what we can do. Got a headwind. Nice one. Nope, too high. Should be an easy par. Easy par. All right, so another par there on 8. Still leaves us at 1 over. We're here at hole 9. It's 235 feet out there, just slightly to the right, a little more than slightly. Back here in the trees, you feel a little bit of the wind, but out there, that wind is getting pretty serious. We'll see how we can do it. We're gonna try and bend this mid-range over towards the basket. Oh, I crushed it entirely. It's way past it. All right, so we find ourselves just past the pin, about 50 feet. You know what it is, step foot. All right, so that's a very sad par because that was a poor excuse for a jump putt. We're here at hole 10, 358 feet, probably a little bit farther than that, but plays pretty short. Downhill, tournament orbit sword. We shorted that pretty bad. All right, so we yanked over on it, and that wind wasn't too nice to us about letting it come back. Kind of hung it out there. We're about 60 feet away from the pin, maybe a little bit farther than that. Just a nice little up and down. Electron stabilizer. Nice, easy up and down tap in par. All right, so another par there at hole 10. Really gonna have to start picking up the pace here. These next few holes are not exactly easy birdie holes or anything, so we'll just see what we can do. I got to get my foot on the gas a little bit more. But anyways, hole 11 here, 328 feet, par 3, straight down the hill. Let's see if I can't put my pyro out on the right hand side on the back end and have it just hyzer into the basket. I worry too much about throwing the forehand, as it obviously looks like it's a forehand, but I don't want it skipping too far. You got river just past it in that long stuff in the woods, so see how this works out. Big skip, but we're down there on the dance floor. All right, so not as close as I'd like to be, but we got us down here on the flat at least, so we'll have some decent footing. See if we can't run it, get us in the bird, get us at least to even so we can start doing some work. A little over 30 feet out. No dice. Alright, so after another par there on 11, we find ourselves still at 1 over. We're here at hole 12 on a shorter tee box. The other two tee pads, the fairway and everything hasn't been cleared in a while, so it's not very playable there. So we're over here at this locally known tee pad. About 150 some odd feet. I'm gonna do a mando through that gap right there that you see. I'm not gonna try nothing fancy, go around it and be like, oh, it's so easy. Right through the gap. I'm gonna try a little turnover backhand with the stabilizer. Well, I think I landed in the gap, so good news, I'm still at the bando. Alright, well, I missed the bando. Just rolled to the left-hand side of it. Is what it is. We'll use this as our drop zone here, right next to this rock. About a 60 footer. See if we can't run it down. Up and down for bogey. Alright, so after a very severe mistake of missing that mando, I ended up with a bogey there on 12. We're now here at hole 13, straight up the hill, 315 feet. We're going to try and launch a thumber up there at it. Just trying to get to that second shelf up there. I don't know if you can see it. There's a shelf up there right before the basket where those rocks stick out at. That's all I'm trying to get to. Right up there on that shelf. And I was not kidding. It is straight uphill. Alright, definitely in a tricky position, but we're in an easy enough position that I can just give it a soft bid and get up and down for my par if I don't make it. So we'll try that. I tried. You got an easy. All right, so after a par that I'm okay with it on that hole. That hole is tricky. You can have some serious rollaways and whatnot. Find ourselves on hole 14, still 2 over par. And we're at 318 feet, 319 feet. Dead straight down the path. Fairway is not big at all. The main play and the play I'm going for is an up over the top shot. Typically people go, I would imagine, with like a forehand hyzer. I'm not. I'm going with a thumber, and we'll see how it works out. We're gonna be on the right side, but we should be okay. Alright, so we ended up underneath this tree right here. We got about 60 feet to the pin. See if we can't get up and down for our par here. There we go. Alright, another par. So obviously my goal of, I think I said 3 or 4 down, that's not going to happen today. But I am going to try and get back down to even, maybe even 1 under, because that's still a possibility. So we got 237 feet. Pitch up, forehand, hyzer. It's really the only option here. It's completely blind. Right next to a hillside. We'll see how it goes. Going streamline flare. See how that ended up. Alright, so we ended up pretty good. We're about 40 feet away, got flat footing, so that's always nice on this hole. We'll see if we can't give it a nice little run. Again, you can see that hillside is right there next to the basket, probably about 5 or 6 feet away from the pin. Got a little bit of a headwind. Just past it. Alright, so another par there on 15. Running out of holes. Got hole 16 here, par 3, 298 feet. Down over there around the corner behind that bar bush that you probably can't see down there on the right hand side. I'm going to try and hit this gap right here between these 2 trees, cut the corner off so I don't have to push so far out or with anything crazy. Have to mess with that hillside too much at all. And go streamline flare. Oh, we're in trouble. Oh, that's bad. That's not where we wanted at all. Alright, so that was not good. And we ended up on this hillside here, and I do not know how far away the basket is at this point. I have never been at this hillside. We're gonna try, I guess, a grenade up over the top here, see what we can do. Seems ill advised. But I don't have footing for anything else, so. Well, that hit that tree and went straight down, so we're in some serious trouble here now. Alright, so we're still short, so we're gonna try and go up and over. Basket's on the other side of this bush by another 25 feet or so, so we're gonna go up and over, see if we can't at least get close for our bogey save. Settle. Stop rolling, it rolled. And now we're in trouble again, because I'm pretty sure that just rolled down the hill. It might have stopped at the edge. Alright, so we got lucky-ish and didn't roll down the hill all the way, so we'll see if we can't jump putt this in. Hopefully. Or put this in and walk away with just a bogey and not a double. Let's see. Looks like a double bogey. Double bogey. So after that, really bad played hole on my part. Walked away with a double bogey there. Dreams are officially over. I'm at 4 over, 2 holes left. Got hole 17, 318 feet. Butted right up against a extremely long downgrade hill right behind the pin. Right? You have a foot and it'll roll down the hill. So downhill extremely. Put something out there either side of the basket so that way you're not putting straight up at the downgrade. Try a forehand here. Should be sitting right there at the basket, nice and close. All right, nice and easy tapping bird. Here we go. There we go, birdie, baby. All right, so after that birdie on 17 that we much needed early in the round, it's okay. Feels good to have one right now. We find ourselves on hole 18. I believe we're at 3 over now. Par 4, 488 feet, straight down. You got all this outside to the right area to play with out there. Left of the path is OB, or path and over is OB. See if we can't get it down there and get us in some placement. I most definitely cannot reach it even with this tailwind, but we're going to try and get us out there and get some placement. We got down there a little ways. All right, so we got about 200 feet after that. Wind kind of stalled it out and pushed it down on me. See if we can't get up and down for our bird. And we put it over a lot. And we're not gonna get nice. Okay. No nice laying down for us, about a 60 footer. All right, not quite 60 feet, but gonna play like it because of the uphill. We're about 50 feet, 55 feet. All right, so par on 18 still found us at 3 over. Didn't meet the goal today by any means. Did not play well by any means. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am extremely grateful. Continue to follow along if you want to see more videos. Comment below if you want to see more videos like this. I'll get out to other parks, obviously. I will be putting another one up for me doing this one. I am going to beat this course. I am going to get to my goal one of these days. I'll get out there, keep practicing so I don't look like a dummy. And y'all just keep coming back, all right? I'll see y'all out there.